Hello, welcome to the final Raw Ascension podcast of 2023 with myself and my beautifully amazing partner, divine counterpart, Aida Jasmine of Soul Trinity and Raw Ascension. And I am Roy B, Man of Merlin. Welcome. And this final podcast of 2023 is all going to be about, well, a couple of things. Mercury Retrograde, because that started a couple of days ago. Aida Jasmine will get more into that as we go along. And also, because we've noticed that a lot of people have been booking in lately to get house cleanings done. So we thought we'd do a bit of do's and don'ts on energetic house cleaning, because we've seen a lot of it on Facebook posts, people asking for house cleansing and a lot of people chipping in, and a lot of it's, well, you can't say wrong. However, there are some key pointers to do in a really full-on energetic house clean. So we're going to get into do's and don'ts about that. But before we get into that, I'll introduce you to Aida, and so she can say hello too.
Hello, beloved, and thank you, my love. Yes, absolutely. So, really excited about this time of year. So, a lot of people are winding down. However, it's such a powerful shift in energy. And as Roy said, we're in our last Mercury retrograde for the year. So, it started a couple of days ago and it will complete on the 1st of January 2024. So, it is a very powerful close to this year. And what that means is Mercury retrograde can be all about your past coming up. And then, as Roy said, and communication and a whole lot of things. And we'll definitely speak more to that soon. And we've been witnessing how a lot of people in the last few weeks, especially, and then even more requests on land. And when he's saying cleanings, he's referring to energetic clearings, right? Because, yes, please keep your house clean. And we're coming into a beautiful spring detox or summer detox or spring clean for the Southern Hemisphere and Northern Hemisphere is going into their winter. So it's a very beautiful cleanse that we like to do to prepare for new energies. And so too shall we do with our space. And whilst you might like to give it a good scrub, especially if you've just taken over a new home or wanting to shift some energy and clear out energies for 2023, we've had a lot of people reach out for home clearings, energy clearings, land clearings, personal clearings, and karmic clearings. So a lot of this is coming up at this time, and so much required because the elevation of the planet, and as Mother Earth and as the conscious collective elevates and ascends, then a lot of these lower vibrational energies. And we were talking earlier about how so much stuff is coming out in the media of all these, and I'm going to say the word satanic rituals that are just prevalent in social media, prevalent with, singers and big games and big shows performing. And I'm sure that a lot of people are waking up to the fact that, hang on, is this blatantly obvious? And we need to obviously protect ourselves, especially the light workers, especially the empaths, especially those that are raising consciousness, the spiritual workers that are doing the work for the collective as well, and the importance of why so many people are reaching out. So we're going to have a chat about that too.
Yeah, and people are reaching out is because it's like 2023 is going to be a cut-off point, because in 2024 things are going to flip. Like all this negative stuff, all the bad, what people consider bad in the opposite to good, it's like it's going to start like where people used to, like bad people used to get away with things. Next year is not going to be the case. Like karma's going to have a big part to play, depending on how you look at karma. I mean, me, it's just about a rebalancing. You've done one side and it's balancing the other. It's flipping the coin, basically. It's the same coin, you're just looking at the other side. So, and because we're all feeling that at a certain level, we're wanting to clear out the old energies. So, first thing people are doing if they're moving into new homes, they want that home clean, like energetically clean, like clean slate. Not physically clean, but obviously they might want it physically clean as well. But I mean energetically clean, so they can start 2024 in their own energy and build their own energy. And however they build that, that's entirely up to them, of course, and it's entirely up to you how you build the energy in your own home. And it's all about keeping that energy flow so you can manifest more positive things. Because if the energy of the house is positive, the neighbours are going to seem nicer, the local wildlife is going to seem nicer, and the messages that you'll get from spirit, your connection with spirit will be much stronger. So we've seen so many people requesting house cleansings. I mean, I've done quite a few. I hadn't done any in probably a couple of years. Then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, there's anybody out there that can do house cleansings, and I thought I'd finished doing that. I thought I was just going off into doing different things, but it needs must. And as a light worker, just Spirit saying, yeah, look, you just got to go back to do that for a bit because there's so many people are going to need it. So I've done quite a few and responded to quite a few who have then gone on to choose other people to do the cleaning. You always choose who you're meant to go with. Now, for me, one of the biggest things I saw that I won't say it's a pet hate, but it's kind of like
Precaution.
One thing with house cleansings, it's got to be done on the land. It's not something you can do remotely. It's really not. It's not something you can do with a bit of sage either. To do a full-on, proper, deep house cleanse where it's clean slate, all entities, all energies, everything gone, so the house feels like a brand new house and it's almost like new car smell in there, but with sage. Has to be done with the person who's doing it, whether it's a shaman, a healer, a wizard, a witch. Has to be done in person. You simply cannot do a house cleanse distantly, and anyone who professes to do so doesn't really know how to do a house cleanse. And I'm going to call that like
at a certain level.
Yeah. Like if you want it really done properly, and it's full on. Because the way we was talking about it earlier, and the way I said that we come up with this analogy, it's like the police calling up the house where there's a robber and speaking to the robber on the phone saying, right, we're not coming round, but we want you to leave anyway because we're the police. The robbers aren't going to do that. But if they know you're not coming round, they ain't going anywhere. So if you feel you've got an energy or an entity there, they ain't going anywhere if you're not turning up. Because the thing is, we come there with our spirit team and our spirit tools that are highly attuned to us. A proper house cleanser is actually quite specialised they've trained themselves to be very specialised. They have a very strong team. They know how to work with the shadow realm. They know how to banish things from the shadow realm. They actually have permission to banish things from the shadow realm. See, that's another thing that a lot of people that think they can just do a house cleanse with a bunch of sage. I don't know who their gatekeepers are. I don't know who their spirit guides are. So then they might end up with something attached because they don't know who their protectors are. And if you don't call your protectors in, even though they're there to protect you, they're also there to teach you. So they're putting themselves at risk of a entity attachment too. Whereas if you go in there with your full team of light, that that they're going to hide, they're going to run, you'll be able to cleanse the property properly and the land, because at the end of the day, it's the land holding the resonance. Now, sometimes you might even have to go as far as activating geomancy, and some people don't even know what that is. When you're putting specialised tools in the north, east, south, and west of the property to cleanse the land before you even then start on the actual inner building itself. There's all those things that a specialised house cleanser and someone specialised shaman that knows all these things, that's had 10, 20, 30 years experience of knowing all the different realms, knowing what realms these beings can come from, whether they're negative, positive, or indifferent. Because to be perfectly honest, out of all the house cleanses I've done over the years, 99% of the 80% of the time, it's just someone's family member, and they're just trying to grab someone's attention. So it's rarely something nefarious. So,
and we've dealt with them too.
Yes, and I've dealt with nefarious things too. So it's interesting. So if people, if they say, well, you can do it remotely with a bit of sage, just let them go. Say, okay, thanks for the advice. I'll take that on board, and then go and contact someone that's willing to come to you. So that also means that if you want a house cleansing done, you've got to go to someone local. Someone who's willing to. You've got to go, and it's also worth the investment because you're cleansing your house from start to finish. But you've got to think how many people, even a brand new house, has had countless workmen on it, countless tradies delivering, countless energies moving in and out of it, let alone what might be connected to that piece of land specifically. So this is why house cleansing is a much more in-depth experience than what a lot of people realize. Well, a lot of spiritual people, they think because they've been saging their house day in, day out for 10 years, they know how to do a house cleanse. All they've been doing is just general maintenance on the place they live. I've gone to specific properties. I've been invited to do an actual mental home next year. So when people recognize that level where you're at and invite you to do those kinds of things, it just shows the level, it just confirms and reaffirms and gives you confidence of the level you're at. So that's just one bit that's taken us like 8 minutes to explain that you can't do it remotely. And that's just the house. So that's just one part of it, let alone the big garden or anything like that, and the geomancy side and everything else. So that just shows you how in depth house, and it should take at least one, depends on the size of property, but we can't even say what's a medium-sized property. Let's say, like in Australia, all properties are so many different sizes. But if you take, like, let's say, a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a 1 acre property, that's going to take 2.5 to 3 hours potentially to do a proper cleanse. You'll go through about half a bunch of sage, rock salt, coining your team in, other tools, everything, sound bowls, everything, singing, tuning forks, everything. A good house cleanser will take a lot of different tools. Courses for courses, and you don't know how many courses are in that particular home. There's some thunder in the background. So I don't know how much longer we'll have left for.
We will continue until it pours down, and that's a beautiful response to the energies that Mother Nature's wanting to clear and cleanse too. So the important thing with factoring, it's like you were saying about sage. So if we do encourage you saging your home, that's likening to brushing your teeth twice a day. You brush your teeth twice a day, but you still go visit your dentist for a thorough clean. And I would highly recommend doing a thorough cleanse of your home, energetically, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, sexually, of your home and of your space every year. Or whenever you start to feel the energy shift, or whenever you start to feel that you're up leveling or the ascension, or you've had a dark night of the soul, it's a perfect time, seasons, to really give your home another good energetic cleanse, and calling in experienced shamans, experienced wizards and witches that can do this for you. And I also work with someone who has been through the priesthood, funnily enough, and he's spoken to me a lot about this, and he brings a sensitive along, who he calls a sensitive, which is called a psychic, right, to feel the energies. And he even says he's got a mask of tools. He's got to bring in the highest order. To him is God, source to energy, right? And we've had many conversations. I love speaking to many different ways in which people have done clearings and things, and even his attention to detail is phenomenal, and his take on how even he feels like he's got his limit and who he can and cannot face, and who he chooses to want to do clearings for. So regardless of where you live, and even in an apartment, there's still, it's a lot of people think it's just
3D, that is
the home, but it's also surrounding areas, the land that's on, and asking permission of the land that you are on. And as I speak this, I get goosebumps, because everyone's thinking about the home and then the space and past over loved ones. And even if you are building your home, not only is it tradesmen, it's the people who have created the items that you are placing in your home. It's your new kitchen bench tops, it's the tiles, it's the structures and the bricks, and all of that stuff has touched many, many hands along the way. So this all requires this beautiful energetic cleansing. And we've been driving around through the Gold Coast and parts, and we've even stopped and had to do land clearings, and we've taken along tools, and we've even blessed the land and then left crystals and gridded behind to go, this land required this of us. And we did this because we felt that the land needed it. And we're doing this for the land and for our community.
Because we're currently in the Botanical Gardens doing this live. And prior to me being able to work in Botanical Gardens, I had to clean it.
And we asked permission.
The land said, look, if you want to do sessions here and do other things here, then all we ask of you is clean this area of the dark energies that shouldn't be. And so that's what I did. Brought the tools along and did what I needed to do out of a whole public area. Because a lot of public areas, a lot of people walking through that bring their daily troubles, and the trees tend to deal with that. And you think about a house, well, it's got connection to the tree realm, it's got a connection to the rock realms, and all the different elements that Mother Nature provides so that house can be built, that we rarely think about to honour. If you've got a bit of a garden, honor Mother Earth and plant some herbs or plant some flowers or plant stuff for her to nurture and grow. That's a connection to her. And even the tiniest of gardens can have a little small planter pot. You can grow just a small, get one of those plants where this big and just grow that. That's, sometimes that's all that's needed. And Australia tends to have much bigger gardens. So
then the other aspect of this is your own personal care and your own personal space and your own spiritual hygiene. That is so important. Is if you don't have your shit sorted, and as Roy said, your gatekeepers and your protection and who your team is, and you're going in, you can be very much awaken a whole pile of shit that you could be creating a shitstorm that wasn't even there to begin with. And I have personally seen that. Where there was more stuff left behind from the person who went in than what was removed from. So this is not meant to be a scare story, and it is meant to bring some consciousness to something that is so the earth is requiring of us now to be mindful of. And I've been studying this stuff for 30 plus years and so aware that yes, there is certain elements that you can do remotely and there are blessings that you can do remotely, but it is likened to that, policeman calling up to the robber, hey, we know you're there, you should leave now, we're on to you. But then actually doesn't turn up. They might go quiet for a little bit and they might look around to see what's going on, but they're going to be like, no one's coming, well, we're going to have our way with you. So that's very much what can happen in a house clearing as well. They're like, okay, someone's popping in. Oh, actually, you know what? They're just going to blow some smoke up my butt, quite literally with some sage. And then I get to party afterwards after they've gone because all they've done is quieten down a little bit. They've not actually done anything.
Yeah. And it's an interesting realm as well. And to be fair, there's a lot of things in the spiritual realm that a lot of people misunderstand or think they can do it easily. And the thing with the spiritual industry, we're like any other industry. There's levels, or there's people that think they can do it. There's people that pretend they do it so they get money from others. It's no different to the plumbers. It's just that's human nature, really. But the thing with the spiritual industry, your bosses know what you're doing 24/7. They know your levels. They know your purpose. And anybody with half decent intuition, as long as you use that when choosing a person to help cleanse either yourself, because if you feel you got something attached and you don't feel capable of getting rid of it, you tune in and pick this person you're drawn to, not the cheapest.
100%.
Because if you go to the cheapest, even in this industry, you get what you pay for.
Oh my God, so true.
Oh my God, we charge what we charge because we know our worth, and yes, we also allow this element of we've still got to stay competitive, but we're still you'll actually find that most really experienced spiritual people massively undercharge simply because they have to. Otherwise, if they charge their true worth, nobody would be able to afford.
We want to be of service.
Yeah, we've got to be of service as well. So there's balance there, but ultimately, be careful what you pay for. Still apply, because the challenge with the spiritual is people, because they don't fully understand it, people want it for free. And it's like, you think about a doctor trains for 5 or 6 years, a plumber trains for 2 years, an electrician trains for anywhere between 3 and 5 years, depending on what discipline they take after the basic training. And I know that because I'm like ex-electrician. So if they want to go beyond that, there's a few bit more. But at the end of the day, you're still looking 5 or 6 years. Currently, I've been training 40 years. That's my experience of helping others, of doing readings, of tuning into the universe, of learning life lessons to help, going through challenging times in life, through bad relationships, car crashes, all these things. Those are the lessons that's like the college. Mother Earth is like a giant university for most spiritual people. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for the ones that have moved beyond it, know how to work with their shadow, know how to shift beyond it, know how to manifest, have done all these things and are still learning. And I'm just still doing readings like they were 30 years ago. How I was reading 30 years ago looks nothing like how I read now. And how I'm reading in 10 years' time will look nothing like how I read now. It's evolution. The real top, it's just like every other industry. The real top ones evolve, work on themselves, and don't stand still.
not afraid to invest time, money, energy, and effort, right? And that's the most valuable thing, because you want someone who is constantly learning.
Mm.
Life is the university of life, right? We want to be able to continue to become aware, because as things elevate and evolve, so does our level of consciousness and remembering, which is the important factor of what we're applying onto this earth. So there is this mass conscious awakening right now, which is we are remembering our higher selves. We are remembering why we're here. And next year, being an 8-year, is very much, and like Roy said, is very much about that whole process of, the bad's going to get their karma, right? It's because they're becoming accountable. Next year is this year of becoming accountable, because people are going to be on their soul mission, their soul path, and really living their dharma. And anything that is not in alignment with that is going to be like shook up, which is why this last period of Mercury retrograde is going to be so powerful for many, because this Mercury retrograde is very much about your path coming up. It's about communication. It's not a great time to be starting things, but it is a great time to plan.
It's a great time to end them too.
Yeah, because it's a great time to do your due diligence. Stuff comes up, you've got to witness it, you've got to see it, and if you're choosing to kind of keep squashing it down, it's going to repeat. It repeats, and it's going to be super harsh for you in the next 3 weeks. Yeah. Or up until the 1st of Jan, depending on when you're seeing this.
We've already had our taste in the last couple of days.
And it's been freaking brutal. And we're like, geez, if we can survive this.
Because to me, the way I see it, and I'll let Aida speak her side of it, the way I see it, Spirit wants us to work together. Even that we're very powerful individually, but I think Spirit going, yeah, look, we know you are, but we need you to be the team. And then if people come to you individually, that's up to the people how they come. But ultimately, anything you plan has got to be as Ra Ascension, as that divine masculine, divine feminine blended, like the yin and yang, the sun and the moon working together, working in conjunction. So when, for instance, to me, how I see it is like when we see somebody go on these spiritual groups saying, oh, look, we need someone to do a house cleansing, rather than me saying, well, I can do it, and then Aida saying, I can do it, and seeing if they choose either one of us, we actually go, how about a 2-for-1 deal? How about letting us come in as Ra Ascension, as the divine masculine, as the divine feminine, coming in so we can pretty much cover all bases? Because the realms I play in might be similar. Well, it might be this. We do play in the same realms at times, but we see those realms through different eyes, through different guides, through different life purposes, through different powers. And we can then, just an entity needs, like, has got a good defense against a witch, but not a wizard, then we both go in. He's like, oh, good, a witch is coming. Oh, crap, there's a fucking wizard with her. Fuck. Excuse the French. Or it could be vice versa. It's like, well, wizards, they don't bother me. Witch, oh, crap.
And this is just a powerful way that we're coming together to be able to serve humanity, right? So that we can elevate consciousness and we can clear out grids, clear out dimensions, so that we can elevate and awaken and restore and reclaim sovereignty over our beings and over grids and spaces. We just had Crow come past, because I love Crow, but Crow sees through, they're beautiful. Crow sees through different dimensions, right? And my birth totem is actually an eagle, so I see above Crow. However, I use Crow energy to go into different dimensions that are considered more shadow side, right? And then the thing is, like, Roy has this beautiful relationship with the Shadow King. Mine's very different. I make love to demons. I show them the compassion of what so much love is like, that they melt and they surrender, and they have, like, it is such a beautiful gift. But that doesn't mean I'm more fucking love and light, because when you need to pull out a sword and decapitate someone, then you need to do what needs to be done. And we have a beautiful spirit team, and we work with the highest realms to be able to do this across all space, time, dimension, and reality. And coming at it together, we're able to serve more and elevate and bring that beautiful femininity and masculinity, where we are love and light, but we take no shit either. And that's a beautiful blend that people profess to have, but actually just don't know where they cross. They're like, oh, you can't just sprinkle love and light on everything and pretend that, putting stardust on them. I was thinking putting stardust or icing sugar on a mud cake, but that's actually a thing, right? But I was actually thinking of mud. Until you can't put it on shit and pretend it's a cake, right?
Yeah, no, there's that saying, you can,
You can't sugarcoat shit because I'm not Willy
Profess it to
Wonka.
be chocolate. Something like that. I know there'll be someone out there who will know
But
that
then
saying.
that's how entities come through. They are sugar-coated and they pretend to be love and light. They really good at, apparently the devil came through as a snake to tempt Eve. But then it's like, okay, cool, whatever worked. But it's like we see through that shit. We see through it, and then we give them an opportunity to sort their stuff out, and like it is not tolerated.
I know who your boss is, and he's given me permission, just so you know.
And that's another thing.
Permission
From all of the realms to be working with them.
Because if you go in wanting to banish whatever it is, you're not in any way, shape, or form. That's ego. That's spiritual ego, because you're going, well, I'm powerful enough I can banish it, but what you've got to find out, everything in the universe, physically and energetically, has a purpose. So it's about finding the purpose of whatever's there, because it might still have a positive purpose for the people that have just moved in, the people who are living there for a while.
Banishing granddad.
Exactly, yeah. Or it could be that they need that negative guide around them because they need to be taken into their beginnings of their dark night of the soul. Your guardian angel won't lead you into a dark night of the soul, but a negative angel, your dark angel will, if you want to use that term. I mean, I'll use negative guides, but whatever, doesn't matter. It is. You've kind of got your angel and your devil on your shoulders. They're both guides, and they both lead you into places that you need to go for the development and the evolution of your soul and your human.
Both are needed.
So both are needed. So if you go banish one, it ain't going to go, and you're just wasting your energy. And then you're looking at it from the wrong perspective, and then that person's going, you didn't do the job, they didn't go. But if you go there, and with me and Aida, we'll go there, we'll talk to whatever the energy is, we'll find out its purpose, find out why it's there, and then we'll convey that to the client. And then we'll say, look, this is why this could be a demon, it could be a granddad, a grandma, a child that used to live on that property. It's like, this is what's here right now. This is its purpose. It's here till December the 23rd, then it's off. So I'm not going to do anything, but what you're paying for is my knowledge, so you're at peace. And that's what we provide. We provide peace. And however that comes and looks, that's what a house clearer should do. Mm-hmm. They go there with the intention to create peace and be open to perform, do, share the knowledge, actions, and all those things necessary to create that peace within the person who's called upon you to help, support, and assist in the house cleansing. And the last few I've done, every time they've said, "Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, I thought it'd be completely different. I thought it'd be coming here waving sage and doing this and chanting and banking and stuff like that." And then
sprinkling holy water.
Then basically just give me information for like an hour and a half, and then I'm at peace. And I've never slept so peacefully for months leading up to this. And then the first night before we even arrived, I've had the best night of sleep in my life. Like, yeah, because I sent my team over prior to just watch over the house. See, that's the thing. I sent them over there to watch over the house until I got there. I didn't send them there to clean because they can't do that. That's not there. They're there to hold space until I get there physically to then find out what's really going on. Yes, they do send information back saying this is what's here, so forewarned is forearmed. This is what's here, this is what you're likely going to be doing. Excellent. And sometimes for me that helps because I have a big box of crystal orbs that all together weigh about 60 kilos. If I don't have to take half of them, that's good for my physical body and easier to lift. So sometimes it's even that simple level. It's on that physical level, that little bit of help. And asking my spirit team to go, right, and it holds space. Then they have a peaceful sleep the night before, which then helps me, helps them. They're calmer. They know things can change before I've even turned up. That gives them confidence in me and confidence in that the job's going to get done at the level that they need it done. Because ultimately their energies have been all over the place because they probably can't sleep. There's been noises at night and possibly more things they consider worse or negative.
And they'll also guide you what to do moving forward. So it's again like going to the dentist. Or it's like cleaning your house physically. It's all clean, but there's a spiritual practice to maintain, to keep that. So a good guide will also tell you like spiritual boundaries. What boundaries do you need to put in place? What rituals you'll need to continue to do to maintain the cleanliness of the home and of the space. Because if you're someone who continues to go out, drink, do or party, whatever, do all sorts of things, and like watch horror movies and open your home again to all of this stuff, well, welcome back.
Yeah,
it's like you've just opened the door again and allowed it all back in.
It's like having a car that you constantly race with that's not designed to race with, and you thrash the hell out of it, and then it breaks down, then you get it repaired, and then you just go and do the same thing again, and then wonder why it breaks down again 2 weeks later. It's like because you're not doing what's necessary to keep it running how it should be running.
Not maintaining the respect of your home, which is also of your physical body.
Yeah. So we were going to get into Mercury Retrograde, but it's I think it's about to pelt. and I did sense that you may have heard it on the video. One of the in Australia get these sulfur crested macaws that really like make a horrible sound when they fly. I think that was the nature saying you need to start wrapping this up, and that was about 5 minutes ago. And I feel it's sort of holding it off, going, okay, we've given you 5 minutes, time to wrap it up. Mercury Retrograde till the 1st Jan, no coincidence that's coming to clear. It's a clearance kind of time and a time not to start things. So have a chill for the rest of the year.
Well, it's time to
wrap things up. Yeah, get ready for 2024, because if you've been manifesting, things will start to move really rapidly. We'll do another video on that when it's less stormy. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe.
Please share this too.
And share it.
There'll be many beings on your feed that would find this valuable and useful.
Yeah.
And we're all about education. Education is also the awareness. So that's the most important part.
And if you're located northern New South Wales, Gold Coast, southern Brisbane, and you need a house cleansing, get 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Right. Peace out, Pete. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Namaste.